was so tired. Well, you're more tired than me.
Oh, no, I'm exhausted. Barry, because...
Tell them why.
I'm going to tell them why. Don't you worry, mate. I'm exhausted because I've got jet lagged.
He's jet lagged.
Jet lagged. I'm jet lagged because I've been hot-footing it around the globe. And my travels took me to Los Angeles.
Yes.
Angelos.
Tell them what you went to see.
Well, I was over there at the Grannies.
Is it the Grannies Awards?
Granny
All
Awards.
the stars were there.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran. Taylor Swift. Alvin Stardust.
Elton John, I think.
Elton John was there. He had a big part.
The Coldplay boys, they were all there. We all hung out, got drunk on gin.
Bewitched was there.
Yeah.
All of the
Dallas Cowboys were there.
They were there doing their songs.
Doing their football.
Tell them who you went with. You went with one of their top
singers. Yeah, no, I went with Sonia.
Yeah,
and
the Scouse singer.
Yeah, she's a Scouse singer. And she gets into the Grammys like. She just knows people. So
she's got the face.
Yeah, she's got the face. She's got the face, and we went there to the Grammys, and we had a good time. And she didn't win nothing this year. She wasn't. To be fair, she wasn't up for nothing.
She wasn't nominated.
No, she wasn't nominated for nothing. But afterwards, me and her went to
Elton's.
We went to Elton John's party, and then after we got kicked out of that place, we went up the Sunset Strip.
Yes.
To a karaoke bar.
Yeah.
And then Sonia said, all right, I'm going to go and sing a song, I thought, well, I'm here with Sonia. She wants to sing a song. She can
pay good money
to do it, So up she gets on stage and she starts belting out one of her songs, actually.
Yeah, which one?
I think we're alone now.
Is that
hers?
I think so, yeah.
Probably is hers. Anyway, she was shocking.
Oh, was she?
Oh, she was awful, yeah. I mean, I don't know. What voice she had, she's lost it now.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, it's lucky no one knew the bloody hell she was, because otherwise her reputation would have been in tatters. Absolute tatters.
In a way, I'm relieved you said that, because last year I went to the Grannies.
Oh, you went with her?
We went with her, with Sonia.
Yeah. She was working there, though, last year, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
She was front of house.
She was front of house, yeah.
Working on the
she
desk.
says, I can't wait for the Grannies. I'm going to clean up this year. And she did. She was sweeping out the box office area and the toilets.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went with her. Nice to have a dolly on.
It's nice of her to ring you to ask you to go,
nice.
Isn't it? Like, the call comes out of the blue, doesn't it?
Hello there, buddy.
You want to be my +1 for the Grannies?
Yeah, the Grannies. So I met her at John Lennon Airport. Flew out there. Not inconsiderable money for me to
go there.
And so we went out there, all out the Grannies and that. Yeah. We travelled economy. She's not quite the star she used to be. She stuck a bread roll and a plastic knife, one of them butters, in a bag for later.
Well,
and it was a little bit demeaning, I thought.
The bread roll's your bread roll, Barry,
And then she put all the magazines in her bag, the in-flight magazine.
Yeah.
And
did she take the instructions?
Yes, she did.
Well, because she did that when
laminated it,
You think, why does she need that?
I presume she tries to sell it on eBay. And then I didn't want to say nothing.
Well, she signs it and sells
she
it on
signs
eBay.
it herself and sends it to herself. It's very sad.
Really?
Yeah, and behind us there was a little kid.
I didn't know she did that.
And and they have a sort of fun lunch, they call it. And it's like for the
like pot noodle.
Pot noodle and that, and some little crackers. I saw her put the crackers in her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She swiped them?
Swiped
or did she ask for them?
No, she waited for them to get off. It was pitiful.
Dear.
Ham with a clown's face on it she had for later.
She stuck that in her bag.
I ignored it.
No, you're not going to say nothing,
what am I going to say?
Yeah.
So we went there.
Was she trying to get free drinks on account that she was Sonia?
we bowl up to the place. There's a big bouncer outside. Here, you got your ticket for the Grammys.
No, because when I was on the plane with her flying over there, she says, hey, can I get a free drink, because I'm saying, I like a small bottle of Baileys, And they said, yeah, you can have a free drink, yeah. And because of course everyone gets one or two free drinks, but she was like, and I didn't want to say nothing, because she was a bit embarrassed. But she says, you see that, I got me free drink because I'm Sonia, and I didn't want to say, well, actually, Sonia, everyone gets a free Baileys, all part of the service,
Well, it was awful because she got up, she turned to this woman and she went, yes, okay, look, it's me down time. Just give us a bit of space. And they went, pardon? And she went, yes, I'm Sonia, the international singing scout sensation. And everyone went, I'm sorry, my darling. And then the hostess had to come and sit her down. It was humiliating. She starts arguing the cost of the Pringles, all this.
Well, she got into the Grannies.
How the Grannies should get in.
She went out to the front door and, I was with her and I thought, she says, leave this to me, I'll get in, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm thinking, she's going to get in here, because, she's, she's Sonia. And anyway, she wandered straight up to the front, to the bouncers and that, on the red carpet and that. She says, "Hello, I'm going into the Grannies like that." And I said, "I'm sorry, who are you?" And she said, "I'm Mick Hucknall."
Yeah,
and so she got in on that.
That's how she got him.
Yeah.
Well, I actually tried the same thing, and I said, I'm Mick Hucknall, and they went, oh, yeah, of course it is.
Get in,
I just draped a bit of her hair on my face. And
as I went in, two-headed Mick Hucknall.
Yeah, and as I went in, I heard him say, God, he looks good for his age, doesn't he? Looking better.
Looking good now.
Anyway, we got in there, and it's embarrassing. She weren't up for nothing. She said, I can't remember if I'm up for best album.
I'm sure I had a single.
I'm sure I did. We sat quite near the back, really. And after she cleared up a bit and wiped the toilets down, she was allowed to sit at the back. I ignored it. I knew where she'd been. She stunk of vim. Anyway, so we sat down there. Sure enough, she won.
Nothing.
Nothing.
She weren't even up for nothing.
She weren't up for nothing.
Was she presenting?
No. Although she did come on as Mick Hucknall at one stage and handed over the check. Massive check. Don't know why. And then they ushered her on. Anyway, afterwards, sure enough, hey, buddy, let's go to Elton John's party. I thought, God, I can't save her, the embarrassment. We went up to the door, and Elton's on the door.
Well, he likes to monitor who goes in, who goes out. Yeah.
It's his house. Why not?
He should do that, because he's worried about muck and mess on the carpet, isn't he?
Of course he is.
Yeah.
So I recognised him immediately, dressed in his velour tracksuit like a single man.
Baby.
Like a big baby he was. Yeah. So he goes, who did then? Mick Hucknall come.
Oh. Elton? I'm David Furniture.
Your furniture.
Mick, Elton, this is Mick Hucknall.
Yeah.
This is Mick Hucknall from Manchester.
Oh, who said you could come in, Mick?
Oh, well, Mick Hucknall's a global superstar, Elton, and it's these sort of people that we should have here at the party.
Exactly that. We brush past Sonner in the party. Can you imagine the lavish stuff he's got? Sausage rolls coming out your bum.
I'm surprised that when you brush past Sonia's perfume, you can go straight up Elton John's nose and he smelled a rat.
No, well, look, can you imagine all the people coming in and out?
I can imagine they were all
Shania Twain.
Bonos.
Bonos was there.
Impression me much.
That don't impression me much.
Okay, so you got a pork chop in the oven. That don't impression me much.
Okay, so you got a W.H. Smith token of £15 for Christmas. That don't impression me much.
Okay, so you got all the happy meal toy collection from McDonald's. It don't impress me much.
Okay, so you scratched up one of those McDonald's things and you got some free fries. That don't impress me much.
Okay, so you won £10 on a lottery card. That don't impress me much.
Okay, so you went to Pin a Fair and you threw a hoop over them and you got a goldfish and a big distorted Snoopy that no one's made since 1979. That don't impress me much.
Okay, so you went to Ladbrokes on Saturday and you picked a double Yankee and you got it all right. You won £25. Well, that don't impress me much.
Okay, so you went to the Golden Fry in London Road near Bushey in Watford and you asked for a piece of chicken and they gave you a nice chicken breast that looked one and they gave you chips. Don't impress me much. It's so on, you see.
Yeah.
So she got in, of course, and I was
Actually, when she was writing that song, Shania,
don't impress me much.
I don't know how she narrowed it down to the things that didn't impress her, you know.
Yeah.
There must have been so many more that she could have had.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I digress.
Well, when I saw her at the party, I thought...
What, Shania?
No, Shania Twain. I
Shania.
thought, there's many things that... Yeah, Shania. There's many things that don't impress her. Let's see what can. I went, listen to this, too good to miss, da-da-da-da-da-da. And she thought that was wonderful.
Really?
And that's her new single.
Oh, what?
So you want to fart on cue? That impresses me much.
Pull my finger.
Pull my finger. It impresses me much. So you can fart the national anthem. That impresses me much.
So I wouldn't mind seeing that live. I wouldn't mind seeing that, sing that song live.
Well, in the video,
mind it.
If there's anyone want me to do the video,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're more than available. More than available.
Talking of pop music,
oh yeah,
for Valentine's Day, very romantic.
Okay,
I've got put on some lovely music from my wife.
All right,
lovely drum and bass.
All right,
numbered.
What's that for? Mark, you brought that for Margaret for Valentine's?
Yeah, for Valentine's for Margaret.
Yeah, I know she rang me up yesterday because you put that on upstairs, didn't you?
Yeah,
no,
put the lights down low.
Yeah, exactly. She rang me up. She said, I think there's someone digging the road up outside the front.
Isn't it awful, drum and bass? What a racket.
Oh,
and then I've got this is
easy anyway to make that.
Beautiful. Margaret, give us a kiss. Valentine's night and they give us a kiss. You know, see?
I do. It sounds like that music sounds like it's been made by robots.
It has, of course.
It?
That's the future, robots. That is.
I know. I saw this thing in the paper today where it says robots can ease the side effects of drugs.
Yeah, if you're ill.
If you're ill. And
How
I thought,
do they do that?
Well, what I think they do is they just get a robot and you take the drugs, whatever it is, and you have a bad side effect, you feel a bit ill, and you know, you think, oh God, I don't feel very good, you know, and then they build this robot who wheels in and going, beep, 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 and then he gets his big metal hand, and he sticks it on your shoulder, and he goes, "Are you okay?"
Yeah,
I think it's like
that would make
a little
you feel
bit of emotional support, you know, for when you're going through a very hard time.
Keep your chin up.
Don't worry, it will all pass soon. You know? You know?
Worse things happen at sea, you know.
You think you got it bad. I made a medal, innit?
Yeah, that's it.
You know?
I'll keep your chin up. This time next year, you look back and laugh at it.
You laugh at this, mate. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
We all gotta go sometime, innit?
Yeah.
Except me, 'cause I made a metal and battery. I'll be here a long time.
You wanted a little bit of what you fancy, do you good?
They do you good,
and that's it, they do.
But, you know, on account of these side effects of these drugs what is you're taking, then, you know, maybe think, baby, don't take them.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, they offer all them very, very spiritual support network for you.
Talking
if you can't get to a priest.
Talking of priests and spirituals, did you see
yeah.
that thing about the Pope?
Oh yeah, I know about that.
What was it?
Yeah.
He wrote a letter to...
He's been writing what is essentially love letters
Yes.
to this beautiful bird, you know. And she's been writing them back, and, you know, and they're not like, I want to, you know,
No, that's it.
I want to have it off of you.
They're romantic.
More like, I think you're a very nice lady.
Yes.
And
respectful.
yeah, and she would write back, so I think you're a very nice bloke and that. But of course, because he's a pope and he wears all them robes, he's not allowed to get off with anyone.
No.
You know?
No.
Which is like ironic because he's the pope. He could get off. He could get. I mean, I know he's like 80 years old, but if he wanted to, he could probably get off with anyone.
God, bloody hell, what a waste.
But you know who it is what says you can't get off with people?
God?
No, I don't know. I think it's like the deacons and that, the cardinals.
Oh, okay.
You know, I think they keep an eye on him.
They're
and
probably
like,
a bit jealous.
when he's like nipping off at night to the kebab shop.
Well, it's probably the same of the Archbishop of Canterbury, all these people.
Yeah, all that,
Oh, they pontificate. Oh, thou shalt not have sex before marriage. Yeah. Mate, if you only realise you're one of the top celebrities in this country,
you've been on telly.
You've been on telly.
If you've been on telly, you can pretty much...
Archbishop Robert Ramsay, do you remember him slightly greying and all that?
Well, he's the one with the beard.
When you look at him at first glance...
You think he's not all that.
Not all that. But I tell you
bloke, he's got charisma.
A geezer.
He's got charisma.
Lady, get my honeys round my ball.
I bet you if Lord Robert Ramsay, right, and I bet you if he wanted to sell his escort or anything like that, or if he has to or something, I bet he could sell it. I bet because he's got charisma.
Well, okay, the chief rabbi.
Oh
Chief rabbi. If he wanted, sat round the pool. Here, men are. Get my honeys doing a barbecue. He could
These people can do.
These
people can do whatever they want. Like. If he wanted to be a breakfast DJ at Radio 1,
he could do it.
I bet he could do it. I bet all he has to do is write a letter and say, "Listen, I'm doing this like chief rabbi at the moment, but I'm looking at getting out of that, and I'm looking to do something else. So I know that it's Grimshaw at the moment what's doing it, but I think I could offer something a little bit more special than what he's doing.
I think they could do that. It's like, obviously, I am one of these people who does know a thing about religion. I'm a spiritual leader. But I tell you what, get me in front of the mics on Radio 1 Extra.
Yeah.
It was easy.
Hear me now.
Hear me now. Jesus Christ Almighty. Don't have sex before marriage. Easy. You could easily do that if you know.
That's the problem with people.
When you wrote...
These cult leaders.
Yeah. When you
wrote... Very charismatic men.
You wrote nice letters. They didn't write sexy letters, did you? When you was writing to a variety of pop stars that used to write.
I would write letters to them. And it wasn't like just... I would write letters to like anyone in the public eye.
Yes.
And a few of them did like respond.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
Not necessarily through letters or telephone calls, but through their work.
Through their work,
Yeah, I know. So
when
I used to write Kirstie Alley off of Cheers, and say, I think you are one of the top 3 birds like working in the industry at the moment, along with, what's her name, what does the news?
Jan Leeming.
And the other one, who does the pole vault.
Oh,
the javelin, Petra Falk.
Yeah, Petra Falk. Yeah,
it's you 3 that are right up
top
there.
Top birds, yeah.
And then she didn't write back to me or nothing, but when she was doing stuff in Cheers, when she was on the screen, and she would say these words like, Sam Malone, I think you're like really hot.
And it would be coded.
Really, she was talking to me.
Yeah.
you know?
I had the same thing with Suzanne
In
Charles.
the end, I had to say, look, you're going to have to stop this.
Yeah,
because
leave it.
It's, I wrote to you once and I said, I told you how you feel, but you keep doing this every week and it's getting embarrassing now.
Yeah.
People are starting to ask questions. I can't keep denying it, you know? It cost me a lot of money.
I had that Suzanne Charlton, Bobby Charlton's daughter, when she used to do the sport.
Oh, yeah.
On BBC One. Oh, Stoke have parted company with their manager. I'd write in and go, Suzanne, it's embarrassing. I know what that means.
Yeah.
You do.
Exactly.
And the FA Cup draw for this week. Oh, Suzanne, a little bit close to the mark. Okay, I like you, but
people
not
are
that
starting
much.
to talk.
People starting to talk.
Yeah.
And I go, I know what that means. I'm not an idiot. I'm not wet behind the ears.
No, I'm not
West Bromwich
stupid.
Albion have drawn Wolverhampton Wanderers
have
in the
they?
League Cup. Oh, have they really?
Have they? Yeah,
You're married,
okay.
so am I. Keep you know.
Yeah,
I'd
keep
say
your
that.
mouth shut, I think.
Keep your mouth shut.
I won't say anything.
Yeah.
I would appreciate it if you could stop doing this because it is getting it's getting beyond the joke. It's getting impossible.
Yeah. In the end, I had to write into the BBC. She gave quite a wholesome, quite a full discussion about the US Masters, and that nearly took me over. I said, you're just saying
Did you go in for a meeting?
I went in for a meeting, and I said, okay, this is off limits.
Yeah, we can't. You
I
can't.
don't want any more talk about Martina Navratilova because I know what that means. It's an anagram of bend me over.
Yeah.
And, I just said to her, be professional. I don't pay my licence fee for you to give me the cum in.
Yeah, keep giving me the cum on every Saturday
Every
afternoon.
Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm sat there with Margaret. She's starting to get suspicious.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, you're right to do that, Barry.
Yeah.
You're right to hold them over the coals and write it off, comp.
Who was it you used to get in touch with you with all their filthy talk? And it was subliminal, wasn't it?
I said, I mean, Kirstie Alley was like just romantic. But the one that was really, really, a little bit over the top for me was that one that used to host Nationwide.
Oh, yeah.
Richard Baker. Now, he would say that there have been severe flooding up in Cumbria again in that voice that he had.
I know.
And immediately you'd be like, Richard, that you can't. I mean, you cannot say that.
No.
You cannot say that because, A, it's not true.
Yeah.
Right? I haven't done that.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? Because, it's flooding Cumbria. We all know what it
that
means.
means. Yeah, of course we do.
And, and he was, in the end, I had to go to the BBC and I said, look, you have got to stop this man.
Yeah.
And they actually to be fair to them, they hold him off the air because they knew that I was gonna take this to The Hague.
Yeah. Well, I had a very similar situation with Sandy Toxford.
Oh yeah.
Remember when she used to host?
She used to do
On the news quiz on radio. Hello, for 2 points.
And it was so racy, the stuff, these subliminal messages. Before I knew it, I found I had to hold a transistor radio. I was rubbing it vigorously all over.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, on Radio 4. I'm going to be ironically. I'm going to make some ironic jokes. A look askance at the week's news.
Oh, so exciting.
They all talk like Clarkson, don't they, on that?
Slightly ironic.
That Mel and Sue.
Oh, yeah.
She talks like Clarkson.
Oh, they do, don't they?
She talks like
Self-effacing.
That's right.
That's it.
I don't think so.
Right, so.
What about that scum?
We're all a little bit useless. We're slightly embarrassed. We're a little bit about this. So we're going to talk in a slightly ironic.
We're very, very English.
Slightly embarrassed.
Yeah. No. Hey ho, away we go, donkey riding. Hey ho, away we go, riding on a donkey.
That's a nice one.
That's a nice one. That was one of Sonia's.
Was it?
Yeah, they went, because maybe a few years ago when I went to Granny's with them. And they went, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the LA Hall where it's all taking place. the LA Hall.
Live from the LA Hall where it's all taking place. Yeah.
Please
I think
welcome.
they do the Oscars in the same place.
They do the same.
Yeah.
Please
I went
welcome.
to Sonia with the Oscars as well.
You what?
I went to the Oscars with
Sonia?
Yeah.
Oh, God, how was that?
Oh, you know. Oh, yeah, poor old Sonia. She said, yeah, no, I'm up for the...
Best Bond theme.
I'm up for the award for best actress, you know.
Oh, Christ,
I'm
yeah.
thinking, oh, God.
Go,
Oh, you really? Oh, you know, you used to sit through that now. Anyway, she got the tickets on account that she got in because someone thought that she was Simba off the Lion
Oh,
King,
that's right.
you know?
Yeah.
So she got in with a +1 like that, you know, and they shut her in a cage, and I had to sit next to her.
Yeah.
And anyway, she's snoring, and he went, no, you know, she's going to call us up for, you know, best actress, you know.
Embarrassing,
I'm thinking, Sonia, we all know this isn't true.
Charade.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, it gets to the best actress award, you know, and it was Meryl Streep was up for it.
Yeah.
Bella Renberg, I think, was also up for it.
Dame Judi
Dench, Gwyneth Paltrow,
and Sonia,
and it was Sonia. Yeah, she was up for it in the end. Yeah. And I thought, well, that's good on you, Sonia, because you know, I thought that you was taking a piss, you know, and now you're sitting in that cage because they think you're Simba, you know.
Anyway. On the day we arrive on the planet, someone on my day, come on underwear. Sonia's on the way,
Oh, beautiful.
You know,
beautiful.
I got to work, you know, on my thing. You know, I've been designing Gwyneth Paltrow's...
oh, yeah. What, website?
A website.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Gloop.
I've done that.
Something like that.
Something like that. And she got in touch with me and says, Barry, do you want to, you know, tell us all about hydroelectric therapy?
Yeah.
Vegetarian muck and all that. Yeah. Well, I'll be honest, I don't know the first thing about it.
So you agreed to do it?
I agreed to do it for a fee.
Of course.
A fee.
Of course, the money up front, cash in a bin.
That's
Gwyneth.
it. And I go round there, I give them some old bullshit about, you know, free love, free living, opening your minds.
Yeah.
And all that sort of stuff.
Because I was also asked to guest edit that
website.
Yeah, like last year. And she said, Angelos, you want to guest edit Gloop?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, of course I do. Yeah. Lovely. I jumped a bit around off.
Yeah.
You know. And she said, this month we're doing a special on... colonic hydrotherapy.
Right.
I said, yeah, well, I know all about that, mate. Don't worry.
When you tripped on that hose, wasn't it? It was inadvertently.
Exactly. It went up my bum.
It went your bum and...
And so I said, yeah, okay, no problem, right, you know. And then, of course, I don't know nothing about hydrocolonic therapy.
No, I know you don't.
You know, but I said, look, Gwyneth, I'm going to keep this simple, okay? And she said, listen, I've employed you for that very reason.
Yes.
You know, I said, well, that's good. You know, so I just wrote, hydrocolonic therapy is ideal if you don't mind things like pipes and that being stuck up your bum.
Yes.
And then someone gets water and they stick that up your bum.
Yeah.
And then that stays there in your bum and maybe in your belly for like 10 minutes.
Yes.
And then it comes right out of your bum and there's all stuff in it.
Yeah.
I sent it over to her.
Yeah.
And she said she thought it was like beautifully simple, you know.
Yes, that's in layman's terms.
Beautifully simple,
yeah.
You know. And so I'm gonna go and guest edit again,
right?
Like next month
what?
on the NutriBullet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about that, but
because
it doesn't seem to matter.
No. Because we got in a few years ago, all them sort of trended. Shania Twain.
Yeah.
And she wanted me to... I can't... Some bullshit that I knew all about hydroelectric colonic therapy.
Yeah.
And, you know, my mate Jason, who works for Harrow Council, he got some pipe work cheap there. We went over to LA. We greased up a bumhole, really. And he got some pipe and stuck it up there.
Yeah.
Turned it on, turned the tap on, you know. cleaned all out, all her bum area, all got cleaned out.
Cleaned out, yeah.
Do you know what she said? She said, that impresses me
Yeah,
much.
no, right, yeah. Because I sort of, I got in contact with her, because she was like, she's always looking for new, like...
Bum therapies.
Therapies. Yeah. Anyway, I thought, she contacted me and she says, do you know anything about any of the new bum therapies? I said, yeah, I do actually. How much you paying?
Yeah.
And she told me. I said, yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah.
Anyway, I called up Mick, who works at Dino Rod.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got like 20 feet of
20
feet
of course
rods,
he has.
you know,
rod, yeah.
with a little brush on the end.
Yeah.
I said, we packed the whole thing up into a canvas holdall, you know, and it costs quite a lot of money to take. Like,
it does, in the hold.
20 feet of Dino Rod piping over to LA, you know.
And what do you say when you go, well, you can't say this is just some old Dino Rod.
No, you say this is
special.
This is special hydrocolonic,
bum pipes.
Bum pipes. It's made of very, very special carbon material.
Yes,
you know?
all that.
And that little brush on the end, you see that? That's made of badger.
Yeah.
Right, so she's like, oh, wicked, okay.
Nice.
And also,
wicked,
I said, I know you don't like people touching you or being anywhere near you, Shania. So we can do this, because of the length of his Dino Rod, we can do this from over 20 feet away.
Okay.
So he stood 20 feet away and just sort of, you know, swung it in her general direction.
Yes.
And just up it went.
Yes.
You know, and he just give it a good old clean around.
Yeah.
Put it out. She was like, it was all clean. There's nothing up there anyway. You know, it was all clean.
No, yeah.
Like that. And it was just a test run, really.
Yeah.
And she was so impressed.
Yeah.
So impressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, she was impressed much again, you know.
Well, I mean, do you remember when we went out to the States? Juliette Binoche wanted us to go out there and bleach her bumhole.
Yeah, I remember that.
So my friend Fred, who works at Ryman's in Watford.
Yeah.
Well, out the back they had a job lot of Tipex.
Right.
And a bit like you, she was embarrassed. She didn't want us to go
exactly.
So we got it all out there, this Tipex, and we got a long brush.
Oh yeah, right.
From Hobbycraft, it's one of them arty brushes. Stuck it on a long bit of bamboo. We hid behind the car. Through the window. Juliet bent over, and we just give it a little bit of a pain, you know. And it was the Tipex what done it. Now, of course. We didn't tell her it was Tipex.
No, well, you wouldn't, would you?
No.
She can get that down the road.
Of course she
can.
can.
Apply it herself.
Fred said to me, this is unethical. I said, mate, look, that stuff has been in the
This
back.
is how Hollywood works.
I said, that's been in the store cupboard at Ryman's. Her bumhole was bleached. Okay, fine. That's what they do.
This is how Hollywood works.
My friend.
It's what the place was built on.
We didn't say it was Tipex. We said it was an anal bleach.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Oh, well.
And she didn't know we was there. We made ourselves scarce.
Behind a car.
Behind a car, you know. Just through the window, through the blinds sort of thing. And, but there's money to be made.
Oh, God. Oh. Well, it's such a young industry that, you know, you can get away with murder.
What, the bum industry in general?
Cleaning the bum,
Cleaning the bum out.
Very, very young industry.
But, I mean, we used... when we went out there, do you know, what's that lovely actress, Melanie Griffiths.
Oh, yeah.
We used a high-power hose that the council used to get
chewing gum
off outside McDonald's. Yeah. We give it a right old blast up, you know. We hid behind the car, you know. We did, so she wasn't embarrassed.
No, exactly, yeah.
And she thanked
Spare
us.
her blushes.
Spare her blushes. It's a very personal trick. Yeah. And I dare say she could have Antonio Banderas back if he wanted to have a look at it. If he wanted to. I mean, obviously we had to get someone. We had someone from the council who had to look at it.
Yeah, no, exactly, because of the paperwork.
There's a lot of paperwork.
We're using a council machine.
Of course.
You know, there's a possibility of being sued.
We had to have all the certificates and everything.
No, that's very good.
You know, there's money to
be made.
Of course there is.
Oh, well.
Well,
Anyway, I think that's
that's probably enough for now.
Yeah, that's all we've got this
That's all
week.
we've got this week. We're doing a show, aren't we?
Oh, we are. May the 13th.
May the 13th be with you.
Yeah.
And it's at the Udderbelly.
Udderbelly, the cow, Upturned Cow on the
South Bank. And we're writing the proper... Not just this stuff.
No, not this stuff. No, this is going to be
proper
like...
written.
Oh, this is going to be like Wicked.
Yeah, it's going to be like Wicked.
It's going to be like Wicked.
So come and see that when it goes on.
Yeah, do come. do come.
And if anyone wants their
bum cleaned,
let us know. Go to www.tipex.
tipexanddianarodyorbum.com.
Yes, and just let us know.
Let us know privately. If you don't want to do it on a public forum.
No.
Okay.
Bye now.
Bye.